You gotta be kidding me. Hello? Hello? Did that work? My gosh. Holy smokes. You guys have no. Welcome back to the Pilot Ryan and Captain Mike RC YouTube channel, where I piss around for 30 minutes before 9 o'clock trying to get things ready. And then by the time I finally get on, I'm just almost so over it I can't stand myself. Welcome to Truth. Holy smokes. All right. So if this drops out, we'll start a brand new one. Okay. But the reason why. All right. We're still all here. All right, cool. The reason why I like to do it this way is because I can do stuff like this. But I don't see what you see. It's so awful. I mean, I'm just lucky to pull it off. Can you guys see that? Is that funny? Or not? Because who knows? This could be screwed up too. My goodness. Anyway, I'm back. Yeah. Okay. All right. Jeff Nichols, what's going on? RC Weaving, Wreckham Royce, Dave's RC, Kevin Farros. Yeah, huge. Breaking Silence, what's going on? Better than Breaking Wind for sure. MCCSSI, I'm sorry. Dennis Farley, Tim, Victor, Eric Quinn, Fred Barron, what's happening? Ships Ahoy, that's good. I know you guys saw it. Eric Rogers, cool. Yeah, man. Playing Crazy FPV, David Attenberg, Container Chasing. You better Red Bull up. Yeah, I got coffee. Barry G in the house. Hey, last night on Dave's RC stream, number 6 won. What's up, Mike Kennedy? Number 6 won, which was Jeff's Custom RC. Well, guess who's number 9? Barry Gruder. Like, really, just flip it one way, and Barry Gruder would have won like 3 giveaways within the span of like 2 weeks, which I think is hilarious. That's not what happened, but, totally cool. I'm afraid to click any buttons because I'll just lose everything. So, Eric Rogers says it's dinner time. Thunderclap shook my house. Nice. So, our boy Mary Boozer is at Joe Knoll right now being rained on. And that's funny. And I mean, it's not funny, but we talked earlier. And we were going to try to do something. Hey, Sean, we were going to try to do something with him. Correspondent kind of live at Knoll, but the connection was just not good. What game were you playing, Ryan? What do you mean? Are you talking about baseball? Eric Quinn, they're there. Look for the electric line. Yeah, Dave's RC. That you were almost. That would have been just nuts. I mean, like really, Barry Gruder, like buy a lottery card. You know what I'm saying? Dave Kowalski asks, what was the giveaway last night on Dave's RC YouTube channel? It was the little MiG, the Ultra Micro MiG. And Jeff's Custom RC won it. Craig Beaven, what's going on? Yeah, okay, Mike, got you. The Boozers said they would be here, but even our phone calls were dropping. Yeah, I don't know what was going on in the background. It might have been a little bit of feedback, like microphone stuff. I mean, I set this thing up early, and it must time out or something, because if I do it right away and then go live, it's all good. I really don't know how I ended up fixing it. That's the trouble. So if this show keeps being successful, I'm gonna bring somebody on to do this stuff, because I don't want to do it. Because I really want to do interviews and stuff, which is really the whole point at the beginning. But I also don't want to. I'm not going to miss out on a show. So RC Weaving doesn't know it yet, but he's going to be probably running some of this. I hope. I'll share my screen or log in or whatever it takes. He knows what's happening. I can't focus the camera. There's a way to, probably, but I don't know how. Sometimes it'll do its own focus thing. Pretty, right? So, completely bummed. I am Pilot 21. What is going on? Completely bummed out, all right? Busy day. We work Saturdays at my regular. And then obligations. We had baseball, which was, awesome. We coached the team, sponsored the team, and my kids really taking to heart the things I'm trying to teach them, which is great, man. That's what you want. They're little. I mean, they're like 10 to 6 years old or something. So it's a pitching machine. Really, every pitch is basically a good one. So it's like, just swing the bat, kids. You know what I mean? Dennis, I see your question. I don't have an answer. Stay in the batter's box. Keep your head in the swing. All this stuff, right? So my kid, he's you know how they are. They're little, so they have this. Sometimes they got it, sometimes they don't. Well, he's been stepping out when he's swinging. It's like, you can't hit the ball if you're not in there. So I've been really on him hard, and he's staying in there. And he seems to be good. Allowance is a really big motivator for him, and it seems to work really well. So I have I have my ways, and it works. So he kept his feet planted in that darn batter's box today, and I'm proud of him. He's great, man, because he he always knows what to do with the ball when he gets it, which at that age is like a big deal, because the kids will just get it and freeze. So he always knows where the play is, which I think is huge. And just so much fun. I don't really care if the kids win, as long as they play their best game. They won the first 2 games of the season, and they're like patting themselves on the back. And I'm just like, I'm thinking to myself, y'all, don't pat yourself on the back. You were awful. You just were not as awful as the other team, but that's okay. Like, we had fun. The coach, parents, coaches, whatever, you guys know, as sports, as you get older, people, I mean, you should always do your best, but man, golly, some people take it too serious. I mean, I'm hardcore, but it's I don't care about who wins. I just want him to learn it for his own sake. Anyway, everybody seeing things okay? Fred Barron, Wayne Lee, refresh your screen. Bad News Bears, Progressive RC makes the best, but most expensive chargers if you want a custom charger. Dennis is wanting to charge multiple batteries. Is that right? So just while I can, since I can, and since I go through hell to make it happen, have you guys who wanted to get in on the Arrows RC, new airplanes arriving, the Mustang, they got a container. So they have their stuff. in stock now. I will be getting my P39 from Hobby Zone pretty soon. Should be Monday, Tuesday. Let's see. There's a couple handsome dudes. Corsair shirt. Oh, yeah. There I am. And then this is another thing I have for later. So this is the YouTube channel's homepage. I don't know. You probably can't see the cursor, but like top right. When I always mention this, this is where the links are in right there under the Spitfire tail. So until I have a website, you have to treat the YouTube channel like my website. Bam. And we are back. Is that cool, guys, or what? Kevin, my kid does like airplanes, and I got to take, actually, he's going to be my next cameraman. He doesn't know yet, but he is. So today, after all this, I digress. So between work and the baseball game, I had an hour. Take the dog out, and load the car, because after the game, me and my wife have an appointment to look at it. We're going to try to move out to the country because I want a runway at my house. That's not the only reason, but if I'm going to fix up another house for my wife, I'm like, I got to have a runway. David May, what's going on? It's been a while since you've been here, my friend. Playing Crazy FPV, you got to get me your credentials somehow so I can get a hold of you, because I've actually thought about having you before, but I don't know how to get a hold of you. So, guys, I've been jonesing to fly forever. I got these new birds that I want to show you guys, the Futura, and that I want to call Geo Tracker, the FMS Ranger. I got the FMS F-18. I got stuff I want to fly for you guys. And I got the e-flite F-16 from Mike Kennedy. I got to get flown and sent back to him and stuff like that. I'm all loaded up. We go all day long. It's a great day until, you know how it is. It's nice as hell when you're at work. And then when you have some free time, the weather's just awful. I was like, I'll be damned. I don't care if it's sprinkling. I'm going to go out there anyway. And I drive all the way out to the field. I'm like, Mike, I don't care. We're going. And I get there, and it's just, it's awful. It's raining, and the wind doesn't bother me, but it's raining too. And it's blowing hard enough that even under the, shelter, it's still getting wet. And it's like, oh, man, this is not happening. So I'm completely bummed. And then, really, that's it. After that, I just came home and got to work on this thing a little bit, and just wish I was a little more tech. So, it was thinking about 10 acres for... Oh, were you, Victor? This place I'm looking at is 10 acres, man, but most of it's woods. But I know how to cut down trees. And fireplaces are nice. So it'll be fine to season it and burn it later. RC Weaving, me and you are going to do great things, I hope, man. I'm telling you, I'll take care of you. So it is what it is, but I'm bummed. It's always a better show if I was able to get jacked on flying something and capture some footage. So let's talk about what's... the worse it is, the better the story. Mitchell Farley's a son of a gun. He flew 4 batteries in his Park Zone P-51 today using his brand new DX8 from Pilot Ryan's Amazon store. That's cool. Thanks for that. Guys, thanks for all that too. A lot of you guys, every day somebody's bringing it in on that, and that's kind of cool. And also, you can't forget about stuff like this. Bam. Look at that. That's a Farley design. I'm actually wearing my... can you see it? Not really. one of my Boozer shirts right now. I got the Flying Tiger. I have them do me long sleeves, but I got the Flying Tigers with the blood shit on the back. 10 acres of sand. Must be cheap. You must be talking to Victor. 10 acres, but it's going to fall in the ocean pretty soon. Dave Kowalski flew his L-39 last night. Love that plane. I love mine too, and I'm thinking twice because I sold it, but it's all right. Right, Mike? It's fine. I got this Futura, which I think is going to be sweet, so hopefully. And you guys all know that pay attention. Like, I really think the Avanti is something special. I mean, enough to go over to China and then surf a container ship back with one in my hands. So, a little bit forlorn to be getting rid of that L-39, but it's like, honestly, I'd really... Like today, I got a car full of brand new stuff to go fly, but I've been wanting to fly my F-22 forever. You know what I mean? Fred just bought the airbrush cleaner kit and some more paint. Yeah, I saw that. Going to a good home. Yep, Mike Kennedy, absolutely. Steve Coggin says he talked to some of the guys at Knoll today. It has rained part of the day and it's going to storm tonight. Rest of the week looks good. Hopefully it is. We got rained out last year. Ryan Zilla. I don't know what that means, but it sounds cool. Jeff Nichols says a 90mm Sabre soon to hit the bench. From who? You mean the 80mm F-86? Ricky, don't tell. So fun. Oh, cool. Dave flew his L-39 as well today, right? So Kowalski and Dave's RC both flew L-39s today. Don Willman made in his Flightline P-38 last weekend. Awesome. Let's see. Best first EDF says I am Pilot 21. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard not to say the Viper, but my head immediately goes to what do you want to be flying in the future? Randy, I don't even know how many planes I have. Not as many as you think, I promise you. Because I trade them like baseball cards. Not as many as you think. Just what's down here right now. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Really not that many. 13 with what's in the car, and then I mean, it's probably only around 20. To be honest with you, and you'd think it'd be crazy. I mean, I've had a lot. If I kept them all, I'd need 10 acres of completely pole barn to store them. So let's see. Best first EDFs. Jeff Nichols says Durfly Vampire. I wouldn't say that, but it probably does fly like an airplane. So let's see. Yeah, it is Ron Upton. Oh my goodness, R.C. Weaving and Ricky, what is going on? A hangar tour, Ethan R.C. Oh my goodness, probably not. I did one the other day, just a one-on-one situation. Yeah, Bill Surratt seems to agree with the Viper. The thing is, if you already have flight chops, right, from like warbirds, prop planes, other stuff, and you're really competent flying, you could probably get away with jumping a little faster than the Viper. But if you're like still intermediate pilot regardless in your RC journey, the Viper's probably one to go. The Fred Barron, Ryan, did you say you pre-ordered the Freewing 90mm FA18? No, I did not. I have the FMS one right now that I need to shake down and fly. I would like to fly that big one, but I'm not sure I'm going to drop coin for it. I want to figure out, I want to see what I think of the 70mm first, actually. I mean, anybody who values the audience and the community around here knows they're free to get product to us, and we'll shine a light on it. I think we do a good job over here, don't we? I mean, I don't mean me. I mean y'all, all of us together. If product comes to the show, we're going to unbox it here. We're going to do an assembly. We're going to do maiden flights. We're going to do flight videos. I'm good to answer questions on that forever. I mean, what a whole lot of infrastructure you get on a product when you send it this way, don't you think? So, yeah, we'll see. I gotta make some room. I got a lot of projects ahead of me, honestly, to get done before I can be chomping at another one. How soon is that big F-18 supposed to come? You guys. Kevin, pre-order the gray one? Yeah, man. I think I would go for the gray one, too. By the way, I mean, I have an F-18 shirt on my Teespring store. I'm trying, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. You like the Panther? I am Pilot 21. So you liking? Are you gonna go 6S with your jet endeavor, or are you gonna stay kind of low key? Because low key, there's definitely options out there for like 3 and 4S jets too that aren't super fancy with retracts and things like that, which is not a bad way to cut your teeth. Expect the phone thing? Eric Rogers, what do you mean? I'm sorry. Jack Miller, I do not know yet on the Futura. It's got to be around the corner though, because I've got a production version, so they got to be on the water. Low key, yeah, man. Then you need to be looking at the 3S and 4S offerings. I mean, who knows? Maybe there'll be a jet trainer out pretty soon, which would be like the Viper, perhaps. Who knows? But it could be. I don't think it'll be 6S. Maybe not. So that's what's happening. Just talking about our people a little bit. So Boozers are at Joe Nall, and they will have a premiere tomorrow. Same bat channel, same bat time. Guys, I can't wait for Jet Jam and Neffy. It may be the first time I get a fly in months. Bill Surratt has over 60 flights on the Viper and the e-flite Thunderbird F-16. Love them both for different reasons. Bob DeGood, e-flite F-15. Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad beginner jet either, because is that a 6? I don't even know. Is the e-flite F-15 a 4S bird? Jeff Nichols needs bigger batteries. Man, look at the... I love the RC Jetworks batteries. We're not going to get into a big battery deal today, but everybody's got their favorites. Oh, I got you, Eric. Yeah, Jet Jam. Somebody dropped the link to Jet Jam. Plain Crazy FPV. Jet Jam is down in the bottom of Indiana. It's like, I think it's Elizabethtown or something. And I believe it's the weekend of like the 14th of June, and then Neffy's the weekend after. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Bob DeGood, I hope it doesn't rain at Jet Jam either. Last year it was hotter than Hades, though, I'll tell you that. Fred Barron, Freewing F18. It's due mid-June. Yeah, dude. I'm sure it's awesome. They make awesome planes, man. Freewing Flightline planes are amazing. Yeah. I know a couple guys help put those things on the map a little bit. Fave Dave. Zippy. Yeah, everybody's got their faves. Harlock. What's that, Victor? Harlock. Jeff Jackson spent $750 on what? I am pilot. 6S bats are not something I'm interested in. Yeah, man. There's lower key jets, and there may be some more down the road. Ricky, are you asking me if I saw the Flightline TA152? Yeah, we did a video on one a long time ago. 3S and 4S. Ron Upton, I'm not sure where New Albany is exactly. Guniak says batteries that work are his favorite. Dave's RC likes Pulse. 90 millimeter Viper, Victor Shamulus. We flew one in Texas. It was nice. Kevin's waiting on the Super Viper 105 EDF from Jetworks. Those still on the way. Jet Jam info date from Randy, 2019 Jet Jam, June 13th through the 16th, Elizabeth, Indiana. Not foam. Okay, Vic. Okay, Beer 30 says Fred. I am Pilot 21, mostly flies gasoline-powered planes. Carlos, that's nice. Dave's RC runs his Jeep on his heaps of lipos. Ricky, you're hilarious. Reckham Roy says he saw a new pilot kill his Viper today on the second flight. What did he do wrong? Slow boat from China, says Kevin. Harlock. Not a typo. It's a .com. They have jets. They must be composites and stuff. Aventador likes his Admirals. Yeah, they're good too. Barry G. Gas is nasty, says Wayne Lee, 630. Hey, Barry. Randy says, don't have no jets, can't win one either, Jeff. Laugh out loud. Jeff's all electric. Me too. Batteries that put out are the best. Took off. Reckham Roy's. He flew it. LOL. Whoa. John Knopp has a 127 millimeter EDF and a BAE Hawk coming soon. Guessing he lost orientation, says Roy. Don't hate, says Jeff. Episode 40, 10 months, guys. Can you believe this thing? How many guys are in here? I can't see it right now. Because this software business. Ricky used to only fly gas. Now he'll never go back. Bill says he's seen a lot of guys jumping into EDFs and crashing. Aventador, will I be there all the days of Jet Jam? I probably will not get there till Friday evening. Perhaps Friday. I should be there. I would like to be there Friday afternoon. Is what I'm saying. It's hard to get off work in the summer for me. Jeff's talking about 4 event in Wilson, North Carolina, first in flight, large turbine, jet fly-in. How many cells on the 127 millimeter BAE Hawk? 69. That's not bad. 69. On a show about nothing, it's pretty good. 69 in the house. People are starting to be able to go be flying still at this time. See you later, Guniak. Yeah, Ivan Tador. You got to come by. Tell me who you are. Wayne Lee 630 says gas stinks. Hit the like button on your way out. Don't let the door hit you where the Lord split you. How about that? I am pilot. No need to apologize, man. If you like electric, if you like gas, it doesn't matter to me. They can kiss your radio control airplanes. I like both electric and gas. We can't fly gas at your field. See, Eric, all this talking about flying, I'm super jonesing. I didn't get to go today, man. We went and it was just nuts. Somebody lost an F-14, man. Nice. Are you going to fly at the event? Aventador. Craft King, go fly one for me, man. Love RC. Rain, go away, man. That's what I'm saying. Get out of here. Okay. Collect them all. I like them all. Nice. Anybody getting any new birds this week? Thanks, Dave Kowishki. I'm so excited to fly stuff. I can't stand myself. I got a couple videos coming out. The assembly video on the Corsair. I've got stuff I don't even remember coming out. I got a build video on the Futura and that FMS Ranger in the queue. It's got to happen so I can get it out there. Thank you, Dave Kowishki. I've got... the P. I told you guys the P-39's coming. That's going to be fun. I'm excited to see that one. I'm going to have to start getting some smaller stuff, which I like having the Aero stuff for. Man, for just stealing away on a parking lot somewhere. Man. Don Willman's looking hard at the Flightline Focke-Wulf 190. That's a mean little bird. Dennis Farley flew his today. Dennis Farley, I do not know if there's a pre-registration for Neffy. It wouldn't surprise me. But I do not know. Got a Hurricane in transit, says I am pilot. Cool, man. Dave Kowishki unboxed his Aeros Corsair and his e-flite P-39. Video will be posted after the show. Very good. Go check out Dave Kowishki's unboxings after this. Cool. Yeah, I haven't had a chance to get on social at all today, so I don't know what happened on RC Pilots Lounge or any of that kind of stuff, but I'll be checking that out later. Greetings from Venezuela. Greetings to you as well. None of you have really hit me up on the YouTube tip, other than like Jeff has shown some interest, and Hal Rufner mentioned some interest. Anybody who wants in on a session, you know what I'm talking about. Find a way to let me know, because I'd love to do it. Also, if anybody looked at that TubeBuddy, I'd be curious. Let me know. Reckham Royce really likes the microplanes. With the Tums. I don't get it. Wayne Lee 630 says, I'm in, Dave. I'm missing out. Skip's looking to get the P39 soon as well. Yeah, man, it's interesting. You know, it's a tricycle gear. It's bigger. And Jeff already had... Did you get two, buddy? Like, just since we spoke? Since Thursday? Jeff? Tim, are you wanting to work on your YouTube channel as well? So some of you guys who don't know what we're talking about, I did a surprise kind of live stream on Thursday, really just aiming at those of you who want to intentionally grow your channel, probably in hopes to, I don't know, get noticed, or I don't know. Not and don't feel guilty if you're not that person, because not everybody cares to do all that. Also have YouTube Studio, and yes, cool, man. Cool. Did you get it through my link, Jeff? I'm just curious, man. They're supposed to break me off if you do. That's why I'm asking. I'm a hustler. I Am Pilot loves his Flightline P38. Victor Shamulus. Hey, were you in the chat on Thursday? I think you were. I can't remember everything, guys. Thank you, Jeff. That's awesome. If you need any help working it, let me know. Oh, thank you, Wayne Lee. That's cool. I have as much fun with that as the planes. And honestly, man, you guys know what's up, right? If you're busy, I don't know. Some guys get to fly all the time. It's crazy. I don't get to fly all the time. And this has always been the irony with me, which is crazy. On social, talking about it right now, I obsess over the thing all the time. But it's like I don't get to do it that much. So that's why it's really easy for social and YouTube and that kind of stuff to be as exciting for me as the planes, because I can actually make it happen without waiting on the sunshine or a cameraman or whatever. Jeff, thanks, man. That's nice. Thank you. Yeah, it's hard for me to go back into the live chat and see who's in on any of this maybe extracurricular kind of consult thing I want to do. But hit me in Messenger or Instagram DMs or wherever you need to if you want to go deep, and I can help you learn what I know. So Victor, you saw the replay, right? Seriously, some simple stuff is like, if you get YouTube Studio, it's a free app on your phone. You can still upload your videos like you always do, but you can change the thumbnail. So like take a picture of the plane, really nice and big, at the field or whatever, or pull a screenshot off Google and make a good thumbnail so you know exactly what you're going to see, and then title the video, lead with the name of the plane, because more people are going to search the name of the plane than like the date or whatever field it is, or whatever like that. So there's some of that. Kevin Farros, does anyone fly the ME-262 version 2, and how do you like it? It's very, very, very similar to the version 1, except they did upgrade the motors, maybe the ESCs as well. Eric Quinn votes 1 for confidence on the e-flite P39. Jeff's talking about dumb thumbs. Reckham Roy says, check out Jeff's Custom RC Guys RC with Attitude. OYS, good tool, Ryan. OYS. Good, Victor. It helps. Yeah, the version 1 262 is very, very, very similar to the version 2. Prime has a good show on the history of the ME262. Ethan RC says he has to fly his Pulse again. I am Pilot 21, which is the ME262 at longer run time. It would if you put 270 millimeter FMS fans in it. Pilot Robert flies the V2. Kowalski loves his. Yeah, 12 bladed fans in the version 2. They should have reinforced the nose, though, on that one. If you're going back in on it, you know what I mean? If I kept mine around longer, I would have definitely done that myself. Warren E. Steps waiting for a unicorn to show up on his doorstep with a dozen donuts. Oh, I'm sorry. What? Oh, waiting for the HSD twin 90mm ME262 coming out. Yeah, man, I hope you don't have to wait very long on that, but they have a habit of releasing. They count their chickens for their hatched an awful lot, it seems like. I hope it's coming. YouTube Studio. Yes, Jeff Nichols. It's a very good one because it makes your phone a little bit more intuitive and lets you do. I can hit and see all y'all's comments and see how I'm doing, without going to the specific videos and it starting to play. So I can check out your comments and see what's going on. Right there in the app and engage with those comments without having to go to the video and it start to play, which always costs you money. Kevin Farros, HSD has one coming out, they say, eventually. I mean, sometimes people say they have things coming out that never come to fruition. I call that stuff vaporware. As a guy who's got just a little bit of marketing sense, to me it's a big miss when you announce stuff before it's even on the water or in production. You know, you're still tooling prototypes, you're a ways off. And just being real, guys, if you're waiting on the 262, then you're not buying and this is just staying on brand. If you're wanting an HSD plane and you're waiting on the 262, well, you're not buying the ones they have, which are like the F-16 and which they just made a whole bunch of, and the Viper, the Super Viper and stuff. So it's just, I don't know. Vaporware doesn't drive commerce, man. These, honestly, if you want to see new planes, they need to push the ones they already have to generate revenue to make those new ones and the strange ones and all that. Kevin Farrows thought T-33 who knows? When you announce stuff that early and you're still on the drawing board, things are destined to change. So sometimes we count our chickens before they hatch. Have I flown the Arrows P-51? Looks quality. I am Pilot 21. I invite you to look through the videos on this channel where, yes, we did fly it and we also did an assembly video. Just check the Arrows RC and Hobby Zone playlist on this YouTube channel right here for most of the Arrows RC planes we've flown, with the exception of the Corsair, which I'm waiting on weather for, and the little P-47. Yeah, man, check it out. That's what we do. We try hard to keep bringing you the goods. You guys remember MTV News? You hear it here first. I wish I knew the song, but I don't. Well, you hear it here first. All right. Don Willman says he has flown the Arrows P-51, flies great. We flew ours on a super crappy day and it was awesome. He put a 4-cell motor in it. It's a rocket now. You never know, Victor. That'd be great. You never know. Yeah, Jeff's Custom RC, the Arctic camo looks awesome. Speaking of Arctic camo, that FMS Arctic camo A10 ought to be dropping sometime. Dave always bugs out, Wayne. I'm just kidding. He's probably doing stuff. Let's see, man. We're rolling on an hour. We're rolling on an hour. So, yeah, remember, 4S is your favorite. Cool. You hear it here first. Something like that, right? Wreck 'em Roy. I cannot wait. Kevin Farros is he ordered the electric big 105 millimeter Super Viper from RC Jetworks, and you're getting a Jet Fan 110 in there, aren't you? Didn't you go for like all the upgrades and stuff like that? I appreciate that, by the way, too. The ejector handle. Need a Beavis and Butthead pilot shirt. We got one, man. It's let's see. Where is it? It is. There's Beavis and Butthead right there. Ha. Hey, since we're talking about the Mustang, boom. Premature ejection, says Holmes. Good night, Jeff, says Barry G. That's what she says, Kowishki. Is your wife there? Don't get in trouble. That Jet Fan 110 is sweet, John Knopp. Good to see you, my friend. It's the new Dave I was wondering about, says Wayne 630. Fred Barron has one of those. The Jet Fan 110, is that what you're talking about? Dennis Farley says, thanks for the Charger info, guys. Sorry I couldn't do you right on that one. Don Willman, yeah, I think yes. Anyone have the Avios C130? Don Willman says, wow, thanks, man. Had bad experience with Avios early. Not sure if I can do it. Jeff's Custom RC, did you fly that thing, or you have the Albatross? Which one do you have, dude? Why is my phone doing things? Kevin Farros, thank you so much, man. Barry G, I would love to build my own and produce my own line. My first plane would be the F-84G with Italian markings. So yeah, talking about C-130 for one of our guys. Warren Estep's running the Hacker 110 and his F-16. Kowishki buy anything recently, says R.C. Weaven. Nah, she's not here right now. Okay. Dennis Farley with the Kapow. Yo, RC Madness, what's going on? No, your t-shirt, LOL. I don't get it. I'm sorry. I'm so blonde sometimes. David Attenberg, good to see you, man. Leaving already. Leaving so soon. Good day, sir. Jeff's Custom RC Albatross. That's the one you have, so not the C-130. I got you. No Fat Albert, just... No, that is Fat Albert, yeah? It's not. Albatross is the seaplane. Fat Albert's Fat Albert, right? You know, Tim, I saw that you said that, I think, on Facebook or something. So Timmy Turbo, let's call him, Is staying with the roaring top 6250 in the e-flite F4 really cooks and longer flight time, 7 minutes. That's dope. It's a good setup too in that plane. I gotta be honest with you. At first, I feel like 6250 sounds really heavy, but those roaring top batteries are pretty light. Am I right? Out of stock right now. Something is the plane. Is that what we're talking about? Dennis says to Dave's RC, that would be great, but you would go broke giving them away. Talking about the airplane Dave's RC wants to make. She said, I have to. David, I'm going to have to revoke your man card, I think, for that one. I'm sorry, man. We'll see if we can't get it back to you in a couple days. I'm just playing. See you later. I get it. See, I say it differently. I default to my wife's judgment on almost everything. However, I reserve the right to pull executive veto at any time. However, again, she's so smart, I never need to. Like, very rarely. She's the best. Hit the thumbs up on your way out unless you just hate my guts. There's one of you that just does. That's cool. Thanks for coming over anyway. That's fun. RC Weaven says, don't fly V1 props for the C-130. They will blow up on you. Is it just me? And I'm really not trying to be that guy, man. But is it just me, or does it just seem like everything has a problem that comes out from there? Man, the stuff looks good, but there's always something, right? Is it just me? Or is that a reoccurring issue? It's like every stinking plane is something. It's like slow your roll. Get it right, and then let it go. Man, upgraded props on a thing that's not been out for 6 months. It's like we shouldn't be into V2s that quick. You know what I mean? V2s should take a while. Because of like technological advances, not because of subpar, stuff. Most planes that are done well, and I spent 5 years with like the dream team on design and development. That stuff, by the time we got it, was already V2, V3, V4. It just was never going to be called that because they never released subpar birds. I mean, everything's got something sometimes. There's this thing, I wish they did that a little different, but it's never a deal breaker. I mean, I wish that the Freewing F4, great plane. My one bone to pick was that knurled shaft for the elevators is just round. I wish there were flat spots on it, so when you put your horizontal on, it was perfect every time. Then all you would have to do is mess with like the clevis or whatever, and then get it, neutral the way it's supposed to be. Not a deal breaker though. You know what I mean? I never would endeavor to file my own flats on something like that because I'd just be afraid I'd get them wrong. So I just live with it the way it is. But I mean, the e-flite one, I think it's flat and it's tapped. That's cool. And if you have to adjust it, to mess with the servo and the clevis and stuff. Anyway, but it's not a subpar issue. It's just a thing. So, man, these things take so long to get where they're going. You got to take your time and get them right. And we need to demand that really out of places because you guys, without us buying this stuff, they're nothing. They act like they hold the big stick, you know what I mean? But we run it, and they may not listen to a word you say, but when it comes to your consumer voice and the way you spend your money, The market does scream at them, whether they know how to read it or not. Yeah, Brian Chambers, I see you. Now, I would like to try out any bird people want to get me, by the way. I actually am wondering what's taking Hobby King so long to get something over here to us. But I'm not going to chase them down either. Yeah, man. I mean, it's funny, right? I mean, the free wing and flight line stuff is dynamite. But I've had my hands on so much of it, and now where I'm able to fly some of the newer FMS stuff, which I hadn't seen, man, it's really nice too, you know? So choices are wonderful to have. I think it's silly when people put out a bunch of stuff that's the same size. But the fact that there's a 4S Tiger Cat and that there's a 6S Tiger Cat, I think is dynamite. The fact that there's an A10 that takes 2 packs and one that takes 1 is cool. Do what suits you. I think that's great. I think when you make them all the same size, that's kind of silly. But, you know, good. Test rats. I've been really impressed with the stuff I've had my hands on lately. And everybody, I tell you, and everybody's got room to improve. You know what I mean? I think I've said this before. The read tracks on the free wing and flightline stuff are really, really robust, and so robust that it's hard to ever service the read tracks because the grub screws seem to be in so bloody tight. You just got to replace read tracks if you want to service them. Like I've done a lot of, honestly, except for landing upside down really hard the other day, I haven't had to repair a whole lot of stuff. So the only time I'm messing with the retracts is if I was doing like upgraded struts or putting like brakes on the F4. And it's like, man, I can't turn these set screws. I try heat. I've done it all. But that's also a good thing too, right? I mean, it's kind of a nuisance to put them on when you can't get those things loose, but also the fact that they stay so tight keeps them rolling true longer. On the opposite side of the spectrum, you have the retracts that are in everything else, which seem very similar. The e-flite retracts, the FMS retracts, the Arrows RC retracts. They all have those 4 little damn screws on the inside near the trunnion that if you guys look at your birds that have those, you're going to be missing some of those screws unless you did something to them. And they're fine until you lose those. And once you do, though, that's where your slop comes from. It may not even ever be in your trunnion or your strut pins or your this or that. Sometimes it's just the unit itself, or sometimes it's all of those things. So you'll fix something, you'll tighten something up, but you don't think about looking at that, and then you still got that play or that dog tracking taxi, which just looks goofy as hell. For real, RC Madness, that's true. And they cost us hundreds today. Don Willman, yes, that's true. What did I miss? A bunch. He said too much. Ethan RC, what are you talking about, man? Who said too much? Somebody get kicked out? What did I miss? Oh, those guys are asleep. Dave Kowalski, yes, I did. Yes, I did. FMS version 2 Arctic Camo A10 coming out, I would assume this summer. I should be getting one soon, actually. You know what? It's all about expectations. You guys who are talking about Dynam, look, I've had a hell of a time with some of that stuff myself. Oh, really, Dave? Yeah, RC Madness, the Futura looks awesome. Dave Kowiski just bought 3 of them because he wants to do different colors, he said. At first, I was like, Dave, I mean, what are you, made of money? 3 planes, exactly the same, just so you can put like different colors on it? Crazy. But hey, hello, Terry. Um, Brian Chambers, Barry G, RC Madness. RC Madness loves the look of the future. I do too, and I cannot wait to put it in the air. And that's going to happen as soon as possible. My gosh, I can't wait. Eric Quinn says his phone is losing signal. Must be the weather. Hey, good night. Later. My Hurricane in Transit USA Dynam. Oh, yeah, so let's talk about the Dynam stuff. I was talking to Dennis Farley a little bit today about it, and I kind of feel like the best 3 Dynam Warbirds are the Corsair, the Hellcat, and the Hurricane. That's hilarious, Dave. Now, expectations and how to manage them. If you already assume and you know that you might have some fiddling to do with the Dynam stuff, it's less of a heartbreak. You know what I mean? It's kind of nice being able to get a 50-inch Corsair and that one actually does look really good. Now you might have to upgrade the retracts though. I mean, that's the deal. You might get lucky too. Fred Barron, it's probably not available yet. I'll take another look tonight. And then if it's available, I'll put it on the store. But here's the deal. If it's not on Horizon's website yet, I won't be able to have it on the store. But you can look at FMS website. But that's going to be coming from like overseas. So if you wait on me, it's coming from Horizon anyway. I just get, I earn a little bit of commission off of that, which is, I mean, that's the only way to, you have to diversify. I mean, look at YouTube, Dave's RC. Thanks, man. Little bit of ad revenue, all that stuff. It's not a whole lot, but it adds up. So a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit there. They call it passive income streams. I don't know what's passive about it because I feel like I work my butt off, but it's all right. It's fun. I enjoy it. I'm a businessman in my everyday life as well, and we like to help. We like to help you guys. You know, I'm trying to kind of help the younger channels grow, and I love that. And I want to grow this channel, and I've grown other channels and brands, and it's just a real ball and a blessing, really, to be able to hang out and talk about airplanes with you guys, because I obsess over this stuff. I love it, and it's, you guys know what's up. Usually the guy next door doesn't fly them, too. If you got a neighbor or somebody in your neighborhood that flies too, you struck gold because you get to go talk with them. But when I first started this whole flying thing, I was a couple doors down from my dad, and we were flying at the same time and fixing up a couple houses downtown Muncie. And we would just geek out, man, and talk about this stuff. Yeah, Skip, that's true. Dave's RC is growing fast. And, man, you know what? Just keep showing up. Consistency's awesome. That's one thing about the live streams that really kind of is a game changer. I mean, guys, I could get rained out for 2 months and still be able to connect with you guys 8 times. It's fun. So I don't even know how long it's been. An hour already. Wreck'em Roy's is coming up. Watch out. 50-inch Corsair for $200 sounds good to me, plus retracts. I'll still take it, says Dennis. Yeah, man. Um, and Hobby Zone carries that stuff as well. You know, the thing about I really don't recommend Dynam stuff for guys who are brand new because I think they'll be frustrated, and I don't want them to be frustrated. I want them to stick with the hobby, you know. But guys like Dennis who have some stick time and have, hey, see you later, Timmy Turbo. All right, yeah, let me know. Hit me up. We'll do a session. They're going to be small little consulting charge, but I'll give you an hour. Um, yep. So, yeah, guys like Dennis who know what's going on, I mean, he can handle it. But yeah, like somebody who's brand new to the party, doesn't have a lot of gear. You know, the Dynam stuff's cool, but I don't want them to be frustrated. And I also, it's nice when you know somebody's already got stick time and experience, they have tools and parts and the know-how laying around that they can get these things up and running, and they can handle the fact that maybe the manual is not all that. Um, I had to put on my Pilot Ryan and Captain Mike t-shirt so I could go fly today. That's awesome. I got my Mary Boozer's Flying Tigers on right now. Jeff's customer, see you out of here. See you later, man. Brian Chambers says goodbye. Quality over quantity, Victor. Says Fred. Mitchell Farley. Tenfold hearts. Rather fly than repair work. Yeah, man. Oh, man. Jeff Nichols has 5 local flying buddies. And now they have their own private flying field. Nice. These are not toys, says Barry G. Barry G. We'll try to go about 15 dudes. Just hanging out, man. It gets busy when it gets nice out around the Ramsey house. So tomorrow's Mother's Day. Any you guys bold enough to try to get out and fly on Mother's Day? I'm leaving the car loaded up, I'll tell you that much. I got that kind of gumption and audacity. But we'll see. Ricky the Photon Dexter. He says, after I was assaulted at Starbucks wearing my Pilot Ryan and Captain Mike sweatshirt, I think twice now about wearing it out. Thanks, Ricky. RC Madness bought the Dynam Gloucester, gutted it, and replaced with free-wing fans, retracts, and speed controls. Now it's awesome. I bet it is. That's what it needs, too. You know, they should have just shipped that one empty. But they make you buy all that stuff and rip it out, which is not always easy on Dynam, right? Don Wellman says his company just bought an empty warehouse and he has a key. Dennis Farley says, Ricky, it probably wasn't the shirt. To be determined in the morning, Mike Kennedy. Yeah, man. Your mom would be mad if you flew tomorrow, says Ethan. I am Pilot 21, has 14 acres. Great to fly at home. Oh my gosh, I bet. I have no idea. You guys, I would be slaying it if I could fly out the house. I mean, you couldn't keep up with what I put out. I'm telling you. Wayne Lee 630 says he's flying tomorrow and she's with me. She loves the club. Ricky says, boom, that hurts. Probably talking to Dennis. Captain Caveman, oh yeah. Don't lose that number, Ricky. 8675309. Wreckham Roy's, holy crap, Fred. Thanks, man. Wreckham Roy's is flying in the backyard tomorrow. Let's see, hold on. I can't see everything it says. For Mother's Day in another 15 minutes, says Fred. I'll go 30, man, if you're dropping it like that. I'm just playing. Barry G says it's nice in California today. I am pilot. Fly my Tundra off my pond. Dang, man. RC Madness. Joan All weather was not good today. Hopefully they don't get rained out like we did last year. You know, last year, I talked to Wesley a little bit today, but last year I was getting in the van to drive to Joan All the day they canceled it. And you guys at Joan All, who are gonna make it this week, go to the electric line, say hello to Mary Boozer, go check out Motion RC's there with James and George and RC Jet Dude and who knows who else. Rich Baker's gonna be there. There'll be a ton of RC royalty there at Joan All. So go tell him I said hi. Mitchell Farley, come on, man. You crazy, dude. Thanks so much. You guys, 30 minutes more. I'm going to have to get some more coffee. Can you guys wait? Like a second? Like, I want some more coffee for real. Ricky is a funny guy. All right, look. What do you want to look at while I go for a second? Bam. There's a Corsair. I can't wait to fly that baby. Mitchell buying airtime. No kidding. I'll be a coffee up. All right, cool. Thanks. Do it. Oh, yeah. All right. Feeling cute. Might crash another Corsair. I don't know. Ricky, you're funny. Would I miss anything? Coffee sounds good. Ethan drinks coffee. Don't go away mad, Ricky. Just go away, says Dennis. For real. On the support, I appreciate it, guys. It's cool. It really helps. Rats will play when the cat goes away. Fred hates it when that happens. Oh my gosh. So nothing blew up while you was gone. Oh crap, he's back. Everybody act normal. Dennis Farley. Oh, damn. Wayne says he needs another beer. Go, baby. No, Don Willman. I reuse the cups all the time at Starbucks, and so I made a pot while me and my kid were watching something before I put him to bed, and then came down here and did this. We were talking about baseball, which it's just the funnest. He does a lot of sports, but and I'm just on the sideline, watching, rooting, supporting. But we coach baseball and sponsor the team, and it's if you get a chance to do that or you've done that, you know what I mean. I think it's pretty special stuff. I mean, man, he's 7 and he still likes me. You know what I mean? One day, teenager, and he starts being a snot. I can remind him how tight we are with this kind of stuff. I mean, that's what memories do. Anyway. Loves RC says, we almost stole a jet behind you, but we heard you coming. So fun. Jack and Coke sounds good to me. Yeah, man, I actually been nipping on some whiskey. Not tonight, but a friend gave me a small little flask of some like really good he had. I don't even know what it kind of was, but it was something special, and I was just nipping it. Not even, I'm not a shots guy, but, drink it in a tumbler like some class act or nip it. Dennis Farley coached and umpired when his kids were little. Yeah, some kid today, I digress. So, oh man, I am pilot. Some kids today. Okay, so my kid's on second. Yeah, second base. There's one out, and one of our guys. I'm feeding the pitching machine, so to our team, and one of our guys hit a line drive right up the middle. And you have a kid who's playing pitcher position, from the other team. I mean, right up the middle, line drive, the kid snagged it. I mean, in this league, this age, like, these guys don't catch pop flies, let alone line drives. I mean, it's just crazy. Dude caught it. And so we hadn't even practiced this stuff, like, what do you do on pop flies, you know what I mean? And it wasn't a pop fly, but it was, you got to run back to the base you just left because the dude caught it. And in this league, you're liable to make it back if you, even if you dilly-dally. But, man, this team we played they knew their stuff. And so my kid got, thrown out because, I mean, man, he ran. And he's standing on third base with another kid from the same team and wondered what's going on. Meanwhile, the dude got the ball to second base and my kid's out. But he's all bummed out. I was like, man, don't worry about it. These guys never catch. And then we start talking about, what you do with pop flies. 2 outs, pop fly, you run no matter what. 1 out though, you can't run until you know whether the guy caught it or not. You know what I mean. Try Gentleman Jack sometime, Ryan. Smooth as Monacoat. Jeb Bab. Ethan RC, yeah, man. My kid does soccer and wrestling as well, and it's good for you, man. That's what I told my kid too. Like, he's acting a little bit. I mean, look, I'm sorry, but we're talking about baseball a little bit. The ball and being afraid of it is the only thing you really need to overcome. The rest of it will come naturally eventually if you just keep it up. If you keep doing it. But like, yeah, if you're afraid of the ball, you're gonna suck at getting fielding, and you're not gonna hit well either. You're gonna be afraid of it. And so my kid was a little nervous at the beginning of the season. I'm like, man, this is a pitching machine. They're coming right down the middle about every time. It's just either low or high, usually, depending on how you feed it on the seams. But I was like, Rafi, you wrestle. Like you wrestle, like you fight, like for sport, like you wrestle. Like, what are you afraid of at all? Like, I mean, I think it's badass. I mean, if you're wrestling, you're tough, man. I never wanted nothing to do with wrestling at all. I played football and baseball, and I swam. Yeah, the ball doesn't hurt for long. I tell, hey, the best way not to get hurt by the ball is to catch it, is what I tell them. You don't want to get hit by the ball, catch the son of a bitch. You know what I mean? Knock it down, catch it. Don't let it get by you. Anyway, good times. Fun. So, we're looking at an hour and a half right now. The ball does hurt, but you can't tell them that. My baseball coaches bought us large milkshakes for winning. We won all the time. Dairy Queen bound. Just catch it. Yeah. D Navigator, Tech 1 Air Titan, did it get discontinued? I do not know. That and just hit it. It's easier said than done, isn't it? You know, there's something about, yeah, man, I swam, Wayne. I tell you, it didn't matter what size somebody was in the pool. I had them. I could hold my breath anyway. Oh, goodness, Ron Upton. Let's see. Head in the clouds and a ball in your chest. Yeah, man, paying attention's a big deal. These guys. I mean, it's better than T-ball where they're picking dandelions, though. We did that, too. Dave Kowalski, my milkshake brings all the... Never mind. I miss Ricky the Photon Dexter. So fun. All the boys to the yard. I could teach you, but I'd have to charge. RC Weaving, you're funny. Wayne said we didn't have pools in school. Yeah, around here they do it in the summer and the winter, swimming. What's funny about swimming is you get some heller endurance because, I mean, it's the only sport you play where you don't breathe normal like everybody else. So after swimming and I'm doing baseball, we'd get in trouble and have to run a few miles or whatever. And, man, I was always done first. Always. Like, enough that it annoyed everybody else. They're like, why don't you do track, Ramsey? I don't want to do track, but thanks for asking. By the way, you guys still have like 2 miles left. I'll see you tomorrow. D Navigator, okay, thanks. Just wondering about parts. Yeah, man. You know what? You can. A lot of times there's still a way to find discontinued listings at Motion. So if you do, go to the website and try to seek out discontinued items. You may be able to find some spare parts that way. Otherwise, I don't really know what to tell you. I'm sorry. The flight deck, where did Stick It Monkey Pants come from? Came from Captain Mike, man, the famous Captain Mike, my bro. He was in the RAF, Royal Air Force, and they said that to each other there. And then when Mike and I are filming, Stick It Monkey Pants became kind of a catch-all. Like, kind of like action, like let's roll, let's film. Basically, I could be having the worst day ever, and Mike's getting ready to film, and he says, stick it monkey pants, and I can become Pilot Ryan and shake the day and just do my thing. So it's kind of like action, and it's also like when you land it really nice, it's like also accolades, like applause, so to say. Stick 'em monkey pants. We actually did a Stick 'em monkey pants episode, one of these shows. It's back there on the playlist early on, probably single digits maybe, of the show, which started about 10 months ago. And I have Captain Mike on the show, and we talk about that, where it came from. So I think it's even the name of the show, perhaps. So you can really get a good explanation from the man himself. And we were on a podcast the other day about the same time, RC After Hours, where we talked about many things, Stick 'em monkey pants also being one of them. Oh, it drives me crazy, Mitchell Farley. It's like, pay attention. It's a lovely game. It's a wonderful game. I think you can apply all of life to it. It's like you need to know what you're going to do when you get it. It's a head game. It's not for everybody. You may not get the ball hit to you the whole game, but you still need to have your head in it and know what you're going to do when you get it. Anyway, flight deck. I hope that answers your question. I like third base as well. Oh my gosh, I can't do an all-nighter because I'm already lucky to keep my eyes. I haven't really eaten today. We had a hot dog at the baseball game. Yeah, Randy, thanks, man. Hit the thumbs up, dudes. Appreciate that. One of these days, Ethan RC will go for an all-nighter. Be paying attention to Facebook and all of social this week. Mary Boozers are there, going to try to be dropping content when they get a chance. Deuces Wild played a ton of baseball and golf when he was small. Nice. It's good for kids, man. And they need it to know the difference now. I mean, there's stuff called esports. Mike R says he crashed his Grand Tundra. Don't ask. All the parts came with no decals. Ordered the Super Chipmunk graphics from Cali. He's about half done and looking pretty sweet. Dave said he was just on the phone with Skip. What did I miss? Everything. Cooking dinner now. Spaghetti is on at Roy's. Chef Roy R.D. Sorry, that was great, actually, if I don't say so myself. All-nighter right behind you. Go. Oh, man, I can't. I'll be worthless tomorrow for Mother's Day. I'll be a total ass. I can't. My kids are little, man. The fuses burn down quickly. Dave's heading over to Roy's. Don't you know? Juuling. That's crazy. Ethan, you don't do that stuff, do you? War Buzzard changed his name from Nick Horianopoulos to War Buzzard, ladies and gentlemen. Give him a round of applause. He's got an avatar that you can actually say now. I got you, WB. War Buzzard in the hizzy. Okay, I'm Googling juuling. It's like vaping or something. It's kind of like smoking, but what they do nowadays. Wayne Lee 630. No, you don't, Ryan. Chef Roy RT. I was a little nose heavy on my F-22. Hey man, I haven't been able to fly my F-22 much, Victor. What are guys doing anything to those landing gear to pin them in? I like I like landings. I like touch and goes. When I bring this thing out to the shows, I don't want to be rolling my ankles. Is anybody doing anything? Suck it up, yo. Yeah, juuling is vaping meant for getting people off smoking, but there's like more nicotine in it than cigarettes, right? Ha. Thought it would be easier on all of us. Thank you, War Buzzard, for that. Skip Bill RC, do I recall the best CG for the F-22? I don't. I might show in my videos where I put the battery I was using, but I really am not even sure. I see, Ethan. You're a teenager too, though, right? Except you're a teenager that's got his head on straight because you're flying airplanes. Just Barry G says to War Buzzard. Deuces Wild gave up smoking over a decade ago. I've quit smoking a handful of times. I don't smoke anymore. It's been years, but it's a tough one. I mean, I like it, but I don't do it because it stinks and it's expensive, and I got little kids, and my wife is very chemically aware, and so it's just not worth it. Dennis Farley. I'm not even sure I can say that out loud on television, man. Damn, Sam. Yo. Check out Dennis Farley's last comment, y'all. Yes. Good question, Skip. Ryan is going to bring it out at some point and give us some tips. What are we talking about, bro? I'm sorry. What did I miss? I missed a question. Somebody remind me. Dave's RC, Skip, remind me what it is I missed. What tips am I needing to deliver? Yeah, man, RC Weaving. That's right. That's what she said. Cool. I took up RC Planes. Yeah, man, quit 30 years ago. Cold turkey. Congratulations. Smoking ain't allowed in school, says Wayne 630. Victor talking about that. Oh, okay. F-22 CG. CG, GG. I'm thinking of starting smoking so I can quit and have all that extra cash. John Barnsley with a zinger. That's a good one. Man, I want to get my F-22 back out. I was telling Mike today, I was like, we got so many planes to get work done on. I don't have room for what I also want to bring, which is that big F-22 son of a gun, man. I want to bring it out. I got to get through these projects so I can bring out the F-22 and do the T-45 job I want to get done. Ethan RC, man, you are 100% correct. You have to want to quit if that's what we're talking about. Victor likes his CG a little bit forward. I kind of do too. You know, that plane is so big and light. I love talking. This is where I thrive, right? So the F-22 is so big and light that I feel like if you don't have that nose heavy, nose forward CG, you could get yourself in trouble easily by scrubbing off too much speed, right? Too quick. I mean, think about it, right? I mean, the F-22 is like your hand out the window of a moving car. You change your angle of attack too quick, and you don't have a nose heavy CG where it's going to want to follow itself, follow the nose. You can easily slam on the brakes and get in trouble. Victor Shamulus, I'm on 8S and with two 6250s. Holy smokes. Yeah, so you're nose heavy and it's working good for you. Reginald Pradia, are you guys going to Joe Knoll this year? Me personally, no, I'm not. Uh, Wayne 630, where is Mike? Same place he is every time you guys ask me. At home or who knows what. Always invited to come. I mean, we spoke today. He just doesn't. He told me he hates all you guys. I'm kidding. War Buzzard Blosh didn't show up tonight, but the Petrinchik brothers have shown up on occasion here and there. Yeah, I talked to Mike today. We were gonna fly, but we got rained out. Total bummer. Makes me mad actually, because I wait all week long for the weekend to get it done, and then obligation after obligation. Great question, RC Weaving FPV. This is where the rubber meets the road. So RC Weaving asked a good one. For EDF jets, do you do any specific midair maneuvers to check for CG, like up at 45 and then roll to see what it does? I'll tell you what I do. Check CG. Well, if you want Mike, you talk him into showing up or starting a YouTube channel and running it, and you can see him. He doesn't. He doesn't show. He doesn't do it, guys. He'll show up for me when it's time to film if I'm lucky. So on the CG in the air, I'm familiar with those things you mentioned, but I don't do them because all I want to know is, okay, when I'm inverted, how much downstick do I need? Usually everything needs a little. Unless it's like a high wing trainer or a biplane, you usually are given a little bit of downstick to hold it inverted. You're flying a 3D plane that's got, airfoil the same on both sides. You may not have to do anything. What I want to know is what it does out of power and what the landing approach is like. That's my whole deal. Also, full throttle. Am I flying at level? I'm probably accustomed to even holding a little bit of pressure, maybe back, not a lot, but maybe a little. And I've been known to hold a little downstick to keep something from climbing too. But for the most part, I get them trimmed out to fly firewalled and level. And then out of the power, I want to know what happens. Does the tail drop? Does the nose sink too fast? How's my flap to elevator mix? To me, that's the most important stuff. I want to know what I need to do on approach and what does the thing do out of power. Does it follow its nose? Does it glide well? Does it sink like a brick? Does it drop its tail? And then I'll make adjustments either with the flap to elevator mix or the CG. I mean, if it sinks like a brick, I know I can, especially if I'm at neutral elevator by the book, I know I can move it back a little bit and not have to hold so much up on my approach. But it makes sense to me to hold back pressure on approach, and then just work the throttle to do what I got to do. Reckham Roy says he trims out a half throttle. And when you're flying the Horizon stuff, especially the beginnerish or intermediate things, they want you to trim it for half throttle. Inverted, see what's going on. If you need a little bit of downstick, definitely. If I like the way it flies right side up, though, I'm not going to change it for inverted. Now, when you guys see me make an inverted pass, you better know that every time I'm holding a little bit of down pressure to keep from hitting the dirt. But when I roll back over, I like how I am. I never trim it out for what it's gonna do inverted. And if you if you tweak your plane where it's flying perfectly balanced, like inverted and right side up, I think what you're going to end up with when you're right side up is a tail heavy plane, which is very sensitive, especially in the pitch. And I don't want that. I don't want that. I want predictable. On approach, I want predictable. Follow its nose. Victor likes his F4 more than my F22 for taking off, but both fly great and land perfectly. Yeah. Um, the F22 wants you to push a little more, doesn't it? A little bit more throttle. Yours might be kind of heavy, you know. You might be coming in fast on your F22, and but the F4 does seem to. I noticed right away on the F4 that I thought it would let you land however you wanted. Nose high, plop it in on three. I mean, that thing's tough. It's rugged. It's nice. War Buzzard, have I flown any gliders? Yes. Um, it's for video. It's hard to do glider videos because you can go a half an hour, but you don't. I try to keep it at 5 minutes or something because I don't want to bore you guys to death. Um, yeah, man, Avanti's awesome. Da, da, da. Yeah, Warbirds and Jets are my favorite. Civilian stuff is a ball. Wreck-em Roy's, I don't fly a lot of 3D planes. I have. I can hover and stuff like that. Uh, it's fun to do it though. I'm probably not. I can't see myself buying one on purpose, but I'd work them up. I've worked them up, and they're fun. I like knife edging them stuff. Uh, I think sport jets are a good time too. I think it's good to have one of each kind of plane though. I mean, I really should have a 3D plane for practicing that stuff. You know, hovering and doing knife edge and things like that. Fred MD Bud says he doesn't believe in flaring. If you're coming in at the right attitude and decent speed, there's no need for it. Everybody's got their way, you know, to get it done. Flaring too on models is a tricky one. Like when I'm coming in on my FMS P40, I'm leveling off and I'm hitting ground effect, which is flaring, but I'm not flaring it to a 3 pointer. I'm only flaring it. I'm leveling off to stick it on two. Um, but I do understand what you're saying though. Like with my jets, I am 100% doing like what you say, where I really want to set the attitude and just push it through with throttle, you know. So yeah, man, I get it. It really depends, I think. Let's see. Love sport jets. Ryan made me a believer. Man, yeah, they're fun. You know, I love the scale jets. I really do, but they're best. You're not gonna. I mean, if I knife edge something like an F22 or an F15, it's just to see if it'll do it. I don't do it for fun. But like something like an Avanti or an L39, I'll do circuits that way. Um, you know, Dave. Yeah, I mean there's different ways to say it too. I mean, there's some jets you guys have seen me say you need to bleed all the speed off, and that's putting your nose up and doing it. Um, on the mains, that's called a wheel landing. Yes, it is. Dave's RC says all my landings are dead stick with flaring. Grease it most times than not. That's pretty ballsy, kind of too. I think it's easier to get it wrong if you do that every time. Um, a lot of times with a dead stick, you end up coming in faster than you need to. So when you're trying to bleed speed and put the nose off and flare, you'll gain altitude when you don't really want to. There's a million ways to skin a cat. I love it. I love it. Tom Heat Dirk's talking about the L39 and the blue box. I tell you what, every stinking box that comes out, somebody says something about it. But I really think people are looking for things to blame sometimes. I mean, I don't know. But I have flown almost every stinking thing that's come out, and I don't recall ever having a blue box quit the bed on me. You know what I mean? I think it's just, I mean, not to say it doesn't happen. I'm sure it happens. But, man, I really wouldn't let that ruin it for me. And yes, you can easily bypass it if you don't trust it. Lee Davidson's hanger says, no matter what I do with my pits, it tips over. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. It's not really all your fault. Give yourself a little more throw for the ground, though. On the elevator, you might be able to stick it, monkey pants. Ethan RC says, I have a hard time landing the Pulse because it glides so well, and it has some speed on landing. Should I set up flaperons to help with that problem? And would it help with that problem? You know what, man? Just stick with it the way it is. You obviously do whatever you want to do. I wouldn't put flaperons on it. I would get it figured out. Figure out your approach, man. Figure it out, because you can fly it down. If it's gliding too well, you can play with your CG a little bit as well. So maybe it sinks a little and follows the nose in a glide path instead of maybe just. I think I know what you mean. I mean, that plane just kind of wants to just hang out and like never lose altitude. So I mean, you could play with the CG, or you could even play with a mix where you give yourself a little tiny bit of down, or do flight modes or something. So then you're holding it off and working the throttle and get it down where it's got to be, and then stick it. Dave's RC says, I taught myself how to fly, so I just got used to doing that way and timing the moment I cut throttle. This has bit me on the ass a couple of times. Usually it's just timing. I 100% believe it. 100% believe it. I think I do like what I call a hybrid style approach. So depending on where I'm at altitude-wise, I mean, I cut the power all the way and establish my glide path with in dead stick. But as soon as that glide path starts to steepen, I feed the throttle in to maintain it the same way. So sometimes I need more power than others, depending on how consistently I'm being. But I love landings, and I love not fixing my planes too. So yeah, the dead stick thing, it'll bite you, because it's harder to be consistent. I mean, man, I don't doubt it. Like, if you practice it that way, then you're gonna get it. You're gonna nail it. But I think here's the deal. A plane can fly slower under power and in control than it can in a glide. In a glide, it's relying on nose down attitude to maintain its speed. So when you land, you're landing faster than you necessarily need to be. The plane will fly slower under power, even with an angle of attack upwards, pushing through with the power. It can fly slower than it can glide well. Does that make sense? Hal Rufner, what's going on, man? This is my favorite stuff, guys, to talk about on this stuff. I mean, this is kind of what the whole thing's about, man. I mean, really, I've heard it. I've said it before, and some of you guys have heard it, where what really kind of got me wanting to start this, like, pseudo podcast, which became live stream culture, was discussions on this stuff. Guys reached out to me, want to know how I'm landing this or that, and I like, man, I could go on and on. I love it. Rosie says Reckham Roy should open up a plane repair shop for you guys. War Buzzard says that blipping the throttle on prop ships helps arrest that rate of descent. On EDFs, my experience is different, but he's new on EDFs. Here's the real answer, right? Guys ask this question all the time. And Fred, you're right. Prop planes keeping throttle gives you control over the plane on your landing, and you're not a prisoner to winds, especially crosswinds. Yeah, man, with the prop moving, you're keeping the wind over the surfaces, which emulates what speed would give you, which is control. I mean, when you're sitting on the ground with an airplane and you slam the sticks left or right, the thing doesn't move at all, does it? It's 'cause there's nothing holding it. So yeah, man, I mean, if you got the prop wash that simulates having airspeed, which gives you control to a point. What was I talking about? I'm sorry. Rudder, what's that, deuces? Ah, man, I was getting ready to get on something too, and I totally forgot what it was, man. What was I talking about? The question that people ask a lot is, you guys have heard it too, and maybe you've asked it, and it's a good question. It's a valid one. It's like, hey, what throttle setting do I need, or how much percent of throttle do I need to like land this plane? Well, it's what you have to learn is to read the language of the plane, right? And discern its character and what it needs and give it what it needs. It's not always exactly the same answer unless you're just perfect, or you're a robot or something where you can just absolutely 100% of the time mimic the thing. One good example, man, is, and you can really hear well what's going on with a throttle. If you go to this channel right here and you watch the, I did a Freewing A10 video all about the strut upgrades. I put on the strut upgrades and shot a bunch of landies and touch and goes, basically proving a bunch of different kind of strategies to land the thing. Still didn't bounce like crazy and everything like that. But the point is, you can listen to the throttle inputs I'm giving the plane, and you can hear on some approaches you don't hear any throttle at all because it was okay. I didn't need any. And then other approaches, I'm blipping it. And then maybe there's one or two that are really good where I just steady in the power just perfectly the whole time. So, but still, each one of those really about look the same. And that's the idea, to just give the plane what it needs and to know how to read it and know what it needs. That's what's up. So there's no one answer, but from plane to plane, it would differ anyhow. I think we're all starting to learn this stuff, right? Where there's a fine line, like speed's your friend. If you get too slow, you have no control. It doesn't matter how hard you slam the sticks around, you're going to bounce the thing around, whether it's a prop plane or a jet. Then there's going too fast, where you'll balloon it when you give it a little back pressure or flaps, or you touch down and you're still going so fast that you just skip it back up in the air. So there's this middle ground, and depending on the plane and the size of it and the wing loading and all that stuff, determines how big your margin for error is. The transition from flying to taxi, it is small margin sometimes depending on the plane, and very wide depending on the plane. So the really well behaved planes have a wide flight envelope, usually also have a very forgiving kind of landing margin as well. In the same regard, something that flies so good also seems to be the kind of plane that never wants to land, that you've got to be very diligent about bleeding off all the speed. Like, I feel like on the Avanti, I got to bleed it off like hardcore, like all the way. Japanese Zero flies really good that way too, and that Pulse that we're talking about, Ethan, it's one of those where you got to really bleed it off too. I haven't looked at comments for 10 minutes. Sorry, guys. Just trying to catch up. Practice, practice, practice. That's a good answer. Viper, just let it land. Just floats down like a feather. That's right, man. Let it, sometimes you get them established. You just have to wait. Don Willman, how many airplanes is too many? There is no answer to that. Skip Built, see you later. Hal Rufner, absolutely. Good angle of attack and throttle work. RC Weaving says, Don, you got space. Get more planes. Deuces Wild, rudder helps scrub off speed. Absolutely. Not everybody's ready for that, though. If a new guy's in trouble where they need to be putting a slip on it to fix it, they're going around, dude. I wouldn't have them continue. Now, I think it's so fun to just kick a big slip into a plane and scrub it off. I mean, you can be really high and put one in a plane and get it the way you want it. I don't really side slip my jets, though. I do cross control corrections to land them. Ryan, did you put the FMS 90mm motor in your Freewing F4? No. I put it in the Freewing F22. In the Freewing F4, I put in one of the JP Hobby upgrades from RC Jetworks. And there's a video of it flying and the install itself. Now, the install itself is super similar to what it takes to put in an FMS unit. Same methods. Even though it's a different unit, it's like the same methods. RC Weaving, you can cross control to scrub off speed, right? Well, yes. That's what a big slip is. Because there's a lot of coupling that goes on. I mean, if you kick full right rudder, it's not uncommon to need. It depends on the plane, but it's not uncommon to need a little downstick, and then also some aileron work to keep it where you want it. Otherwise, the coupling's gonna tuck it in or roll it over or whatever. So it just depends. Good to practice on some high wings airplanes. Thank you, Skip, man. See you later. Always a pleasure, you guys. Um, yeah, man. I mean, RC weaving. If I got like, let's say, I never do this on jets, by the way. But if I'm flying like any prop plane at all, but especially some high wing trainer thing, I mean, I could be a mile high and I'll just kick full rudder and then do whatever the plane needs to hold that angle, that, like you're putting a crab on it. If you got a crosswind and you're sinking in, on approach, there's a crab on your plane just naturally because it wants to like weather vane. But if there's no wind at all and you're way too high to land, but you got to get there, full rudder, you know what I mean? Do what you got to do so the plane doesn't like roll and do things, but lock it in into that, big slip and slow it down. And then when you get closer to the runway, you ease off that stuff and it'll pick its speed back up and then you can stick it. Super fun. And really high wing planes are a great venue for practicing that stuff. And I actually will play with planes. We fly whenever we get a chance. So a lot of times you guys have seen it be really windy where we're at. And a lot of times it is a crosswind, man. Most of the time I'm going to do my correction near the end in the flare, so to say. But I do also sometimes play with it before the approach as well. Like, go ahead and correct for the rollout. If you land all crooked, you're hard on your landing gear, side load on your gear and stuff like that. So you can correct right at the end, or you can correct before really your glide path, your descent, and depending on the plane, if it'll let you get away with it. You know what I mean? Absolutely. I mean, that's the thing why if you put a plane in a big slip like that, you're going to have to give it downstick, because otherwise the nose will come up and you're going to stall it. And with all that input in, you're going to maybe snap roll it or stall it nasty. So that's why if I put something in a big slip on purpose like that, I already know shoulders down, noses down, because you also have to keep enough speed to keep it flying at the same time. If you just go full rudder but you don't do anything else, you're liable to snap it. Alberto, landings are a combination of two things: your forward speed and your vertical descent speed. If one of them is too fast, it causes the bounce. Right. And also too slow can do it, right? I mean, you're just not flying anymore if you're too slow. That's what's up. Yes. When flying slow, add power slow. Yep. Good stuff. Randy, yeah, the Skywalker video had a lot of wind. Yes. Deuces likes knife edging his Waco. Nemo side slips in his full scale. Good times. Every full scale lesson I had was crosswind days, which was fun. Yeah, deuces. Every plane reveals its needs. Yes. Especially if you know how to listen with your eyes, right? Like what it needs. Thanks, Wreckham Royce. Yeah, man, goodness sakes, man. What are we doing? Oh, my goodness. It's 2 hours? Is it? It is. 2 hours and 10 minutes. Son of a gun, dudes. Fred MD Bud, on maiden flights, after trimming out, I try to do several landing touch and goes to get a feel for how to land it. It's like trying out shoes. Yeah, man. I mean, you should. I always say that landing is the one mandatory trick that no one practices enough. Oh, man. RC therapy. Yeah, man. 50 more minutes. Ethan. Holy smokes. I don't think so, dude. I got 10. I got 10. 10 minutes. 3 hour show, Mitchell. Come on, man. You're killing me. Love our. It ain't sleepy time. It's just time to chill. What happens is the minute I sit down, I go to sleep. I can't get anything done. Because the minute I sit still, it's over. I tried to edit last night, and I didn't get very far, and I was falling asleep. I was like, screw this. I shut it off. Yeah, Don. Landings are fun. Mr. T 1035. Okay, then, Ryan, what do you think about that FMS 90 motor and the Freewing F4? He has the 8S set up in his other one, but I want a 6S one. I think you're going to love it, man, because it'll be super light. You know what I mean? It'll be super light, especially coming from 8S. Yeah. I'm a pilot says landing is a controlled crash. It's pretty amazing. Nemo, Runks, where's Mike? I'm going to start kicking dudes out for asking me where Mike is. Man, he doesn't come. He doesn't come. He's invited to come, but he doesn't come. Sorry. Yeah, get over it. I'm the one here. I'm the one here. It's like when I'm putting the kids to bed, I'm there. I could be doing something else, but they want their mom. It's like, man, I'm right here. And quit telling me how tired I look too, people. Please, just ask your wife if it's nice to tell people how tired they look. They know that it's not. Capiche? A good day of flying is when your takeoffs match your landings. Yes, man. Nemo got a brand new DX8. Lee Davidson's channel. He's got his link. Check him out. Barry G says it's only 8:12 here. Need some coffee. Yeah, man, it's 11:15. I'm drinking coffee. Needing dinner. Dennis Farley. I mean, we'll see. I'm wanting to holler at some more people about asking me about Mike and telling me how tired I look. Jeez Louise, man. Don't do that, people. Some dude at the club was like giving me a bunch of shiz the other day about like what my kids' names are. It's like, really, man? Who asked you? Anyway. I do need to fly. That is what's up. My bullshit meter is completely broken. My fuse is short. I want to fly. I'm jonesing. That's what's up. Eric G, what's going on? I'll start wearing my sunglasses down here like a D-bag. Thank you, Dave. Yeah. No, don't do that. It's like you never. I don't care how pregnant the girl looks. You don't ever say anything. You gotta let them say it first. Oh, you expecting? Like, no, don't. What if you're wrong? You just called her fat. Worst thing ever, right? To do. Don't. Don't. Just wait. I'll tell you if I'm tired, man. I'm not in here for sympathy. I'm here, man. Ailerons. I believe I can fly, says Fred Barron. I'm not writing a country song. I look like 2 pounds of stuffed in a 1-pound can right now, says Deuces. RC Weaving, thank you, man. It's like hay fever season or something. You know what I mean? Sound bad. My throat hurts so bad my ears itch. I mean, I'm doing the best I can. Jiminy Christmas. We got great weather here, but I think it's about to go south. I hope it does go south. If you're north of me, I need good weather. Lee Davidson's hanger, he's LMAOing because he's done that. Love RC says, ask her out on a date. You know she's easy. Did I just say that? No way. I've been told that you only ask a woman if she is pregnant if you see a... Oh my goodness. I'll just stop. When you're burnt, says Wayne 630. Terry says he's not fat, just fluffy. Mr. T1035 says, if I'm going to get in trouble for saying a girl is fat, I want to say the words, you're fat. 2 hours of talking ain't easy, says RC Weavy. All right, Ethan RC, it's your bedtime, man. Make sure you, what is it I'm trying to say? Be good to the finish. Always eat your spinach. Stay off the pipe. Don't forget to wipe. Make sure you brush your teeth before you go to bed. Bye. All right? Peace out, Ethan RC. We'll see you next time. Good to have you, man. Thanks for hanging out. It's cool. Nemo's in the Bahamas. Fred Barron says it's horrible in Iowa. Rain, go away, man. That's why I named it that today. I'm just like, come on, man. I working with a young man today at our business, and he's got a couple kids, but he's got a new one. And we're dads. We're out here doing our thing. We're working, and just shooting a breeze on the way to the job. And I was like, listen, man, get used to it. You're the dad. Your job is to take care of things, get everybody handled. You got responsibilities, and the stuff you want to do, you probably going to have to do it in the middle of the night. You're going to be last. Get used to it. That's what's up. Welcome to responsibility land. Mike Kennedy, 2 miles an hour and sunny tomorrow here on Paso Robles, California. I felt like Alex Trebek right then. You know how when he says something that's like funny, different language or whatever, he's like talking totally regular, and then he says Paso Robles. Glued Tempest Wing together. You still going? Yes, I'm still going. I'm a masochist. Ciao for now, says Deuces. East Chinese food than the sack. Thanks, Ryan. Yo, I hope you wake up from that. That sounds like a recipe for disaster. You know what I'm saying? Fluffy is the new funny, says RC Weavin. He doesn't say that. I did. That's what's up. Dennis needs to count. RC Weavin, you wanting to leave? No one's making you stay, Holmes. All right. Say something important, somebody. We'll try to wrap this son of a gun up. 11:19. Too windy last weekend in Kansas, then rained all week here. That's the country song. Finally, today and tomorrow are good days. Your days are coming, Big R. Thank you, man. Mike, the reviewer, says insulting a fat woman about her pregnancy is HR proof. I don't think so. Cool, man. Do it, Dennis. Oh, count it down. Keep him under the thumb. He'll be okay. All right, what are we talking about, man, for a few minutes, and then that's it. I'm telling you 10. That's it. 2.5 hour show. Honestly, man, time flies so quickly. You had to think about it for a while, though. Alberto says when you fly a plane too slow on landing, your descent rate will become too fast, causing the plane to bounce. So, yes, you're right. And I am too. Dennis Farley says he's got to get some sleepy weeps. All right, man. See you later. Don't let the bed bugs bite. War Buzzards flying tomorrow at noon at Frederick High School in Frederick, Colorado. Don Willman. I finally, ding, ding, ding. You got that flak bait from me, right? Haven't been brave enough to fly the flak bait yet. Still hard landing the other one. Well, don't then. Good call. Had 2 servings of salad for dinner. I'm sorry. Oh my goodness, Victor. It's better YouTube videos. What do you mean? Randy's painting flat pink on his undertips and feathers so he can see the damn thing, the Pixlr 2. What is a good tough jet that can take a beating? Sweet show tonight. Thank you, Brian Chambers. RC Weaving, man, I'll think about that. How many models can DX8 store without a SD card? Oh my gosh. I don't know, man. Is it 30 or like 250? I mean, there's quite a disparity there. I don't know. Favorite EDF, man, that's so hard. I thought 250, Mike Kennedy. Man, it's hard to say, dude. I like him for different things, man. I like the F-22 for that slow flight, man. Golly, nose highs, just awesome. I don't have I can't say. Eric G, what new planes can we expect to see released? Man, I don't know, and I couldn't say anyway. Once they announced this stuff, then we all start obsessing over it. I'm anxious to see the FMS A10 version 2, and I want to see the big Freewing 90 F-18 too on my table. Man, almost any. My favorite one is the one I don't have yet. You know what I mean? The new one. I got you, Mike. Yeah. DX8 Generation 2 is 250. Fred Barron says 30 on, I think, the original. Favorite prop warbird. Man, that's another one, dude. That's a tough one. I do love the P40, and I can't answer them, man. I love the P47. I think the P47 has to take top spot, kind of, on favorite prop warbird for me, even though I really like so many of them. For RC model, P47, though, kind of takes the cake. I feel like it has everything. It's kind of slippery, but it's also still big and rugged. It's got the landing gear super wide. I like how they look. I mean, I love, in real life, I got a deep affinity for the T6 just because of my own history. But I still really love the looks of a jug. And I like the Razorbacks the best. Oh, man, 5 minutes. Oh, yeah. Is that right, Lee? I'll have to play that back and see it. That's funny. Maybe the orb can bring me some Taco Bell. Alberto says he likes the new Futura. I have the purple one, and it's a missile. Barry, you out of here, says, see you later, Barry. Eric Quinn RC says, Lee Davidson says, really? Really? Dennis Farley says, thanks, Wayne. Everybody's wishing each other well. Thumbs it up on your way out or thumbs it down. Feed the algorithmic robot. RC Weaving says, Dave, yes, internal is 250. Cart can carry more. And delete one from internal to put another in. Change them out. We're on the same. Almost everyone who travels knows the I-80 truck stop. I live in the town a few miles away. Paul Hatcher's like, shut up, get out of here, 4321. You forgot the 5. Barry G says, by Eric Quinn. Really go back and look. Okay, I will. Probably just a glitch in the Matrix, you know what I mean? Still here. Yeah, Barry G. Late says War Buzzard. This is ending like a Walton's episode. Night, John Boy. Thanks. I'm a Pilot 21. Thank you all for all your support. Don't get it twisted. Check out my YouTube channel and look underneath the Spitfire tail for links to get to places we also populate. Facebook, Amazon, Twitter, Instagram, Patreon. If you're here and you had a good time, hit the thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, what in the hell? How are you not? Consider doing it and hit the bell. All right, that's the channel. That's the homepage. Under the Spitfire tail, that gets you to a lot of places. I think eventually I'm going to do a website. It's going to be a minute, though. I mean, I'm a one-man show. I mean, honestly, guys, Mike's my boy. This is our channel, but these things don't run themselves. All these guys who have channels that are trying to do their thing, they're showing up. They're putting in the work. They're putting in the time. This stuff doesn't do itself. So that's what's up. It's busy. It's hard to get it done. I don't know when I'll ever get my website done, but I think I should have one. Appreciate that, Victor. You guys are the best. Have a good time. Everybody fly safe tomorrow. Spend some time with your ladies. Not all of them are mothers, but I tell you, if they're not a mother, that doesn't mean you're off the hook. They're a female, and it's their day tomorrow, regardless. So, daughters, mothers, aunts, sisters, you don't want them feeling left out. So, you don't have to tell somebody who's not a mother Happy Mother's Day, but reach out and let them know you're thinking about them. I think it's a good idea. Guys, I don't care. 2019 plays all this hard-ass stuff. Take care of the ladies. I don't give a rip if they mad at you for opening the door or not, or what the news tells you about Me Too or whatever. Treat them. They're somebody's daughter, every one of them. So I don't care what the world tells you to do. Treat them special, because they are, and we need them, right? All right, y'all. Whew. Let's do this thing. We're out. Yep, for real, Dennis. I'm going to see if that orb can't bring me some Taco Bell. All right, let's do this thing. We're out of here in 5. Hanging rats forever. 3 you later. Y'all too good to be forgotten. Sticking monkey pants. Eric, man, I feel you in a big way. That's why I'm saying those of you who have one around still, go, don't be lazy. At least talk to her. All right, stick a monkey pants. See you later. See you next time. Appreciate you. See you on social. Later. Bam.